Here's the thing. People that don't train and just talk shit about playing basketball, I can still whoop them. But people that train, hell no. Nah. Hell no. That's life.
I played with you about 10 years ago. Well, probably longer. It was longer than that because you were still at Northside one day. It was a long time. This was way more than 10 years ago.
I was about to say it probably had to be before, not when I was in college or before.
I think you was in college then, I think. Or you was in high school. Either you was in Either you was in high school or I can't remember.
It had to be high school. That's how long.
We was at Northside though.
It had to be high school.
Running them. That's been a minute ago. Dang, it felt like it don't feel like that long ago.
Man, let me tell you, it go by so fast. Mm-hmm. I kept saying, man, I wish I'm in college. I kept saying, man, I can't wait to get to the pro. Then I got to the pro, like, damn, I want to go back to college. Like, what's going on? I'm like, man, take me back to college. Please, Lord, take me back.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's interesting hearing someone that's played both college and professional say that.
Yeah, I love college. It's just a whole different vibe. It's a whole, plus playing at Carolina, that was a whole different.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Them Duke games, Maryland,
just face the people.
Connecticut, it was crazy.
I hate you didn't get a chance to get that ring with my Detroit Shock, man.
Hey, well, hold on that, B. We about to go. We already live. I'm about to go ahead and kick the show off real quick. All right. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Let's get into it. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inge. Joining me on the show, we got FIFO 24/7.
What it do?
BZ 430.
What up, though?
Shelton J.
What's happening?
And we have a special guest joining us that we told you guys about Monday that would more than likely be with us this Wednesday. We got Ivory, Latta joining the show. Thank you so much for coming on and spending some time with us this evening.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
Yo, man, I told her earlier today, I was like, man, I'm so excited, man, because this is one of my favorite players. She don't know this even probably, but one of my favorite players of all time. Because I remember going to your, watching you come up. I remember a 70-point game. I forgot who it was on.
Belt Honey and Pad.
Man, I'm talking about that was next level basketball at the high school level. So it was ridiculous to watch you grow and watch you start there. And I remember talking to my brother, because my brother's a point guard too. He played ball professionally for a minute. But I remember talking to him about you being like, man, she gonna make it. Ain't no way she's not gonna make it. And my brother said something today that I hadn't even thought about. He said, and it's true, he said, she's the greatest basketball player to come from South Carolina, period.
You know what? That's crazy you said that, because it was it was a lot that was out there. People was talking like, who the greatest from South Carolina? And they had like, I think it was like me and Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
From South Carolina, and then somebody was put up like my points and everything. They was like, "Come on, man, you for real?"
It ain't close. It ain't close. Because the thing about and fellas, I don't know if y'all know this, but she played at York High School, which is kind of a small school. But going into every game, they knew where the ball was going. You knew what was going to happen, and you couldn't stop. I think you had how many, like 14 threes that game, something like that?
Yeah, I had 14, but you know what's
14.
crazy? My first shot was an air ball.
Really?
What?
In that same game, your first shot was an air ball.
Same game, first shot was an air ball, and everybody was like, oh. And they said, I know, I kept shooting that ball. I'm like, I'm good now.
But what's crazy is I got that from memory. This felt, for some reason, it feels like yesterday to me. It feels like that just happened. But it was transcendent because I'm from the Muggsy Bogues era anyway. So I like small point guards. Now, of course, he wasn't a scorer, but just watching his game and his bulldog mentality, and you were the same thing. The smallest person on the court, but you had the most heart. And that was just incredible to me. I just wanted you to know that off rip.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So wait, so you said 70 points, like 70?
Yeah, 70.
High school, Ken.
Can these high school phenoms, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be doing stuff like that. I understand.
And that's why I was on to her, like, like when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up too, because I was like, who the fuck is that? Like this, it's crazy. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everything that she was doing and accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? Me being a small point guard too. So
I told you Ivory was coming. He was gonna be a point guard.
It's all
over.
What else do you remember from that game? Like your mind state?
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember because they was like they had another girl on the team. First of all, the score was I think 103-70. The other team had 70, so I had 70. So I'm just like, that's crazy. To me, I think I had 73, but I don't know why they took that 3 away from me. But I'm just gonna say 70. But I do remember like just coming out. It seemed like it was yesterday. So I remember just coming out and. You know, my dad, my mom always set center court because my dad is like, he was like the sergeant, like, oh Lord, like you better have a good game. Mm-hmm. And on that, I saw college coaches in there. But then I was looking and I ain't see like my some of my family, and my mom was like, they can't get in. Like the fire department shut everything down. Dang. Like, what? I have the video. If y'all see the video, the whole side was packed. The whole gym was packed. It was hot. Like they turned off everything. Like we got the heat from the people. Like it was crazy. And next thing I know, I got it. Shoot, I felt good. I'm like, oh yeah, I shot the air ball. Like, oh, wait a minute. That
was just a warm up. That was a practice. That was practice.
That was a straight up practice. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I don't know what coach I saw in the stands, but I'm just like, I hit that game mode and I was just like focused. Like I didn't care who was there, who was on me, whether my teammate was close by, they was getting crossed over. I just like went into a whole different mode. It
was it like that for you every game though?
Yeah, I think my senior year, because I think my senior year I averaged like 40. Damn. I think 40. Like 36. It was like 36 or 38 I averaged my senior year. So it was just like it's go time. Even though I had already signed with North Carolina, it was like people were still having doubts about me. Like, yo, she's too small. They gonna kill her in the ACC. She's just gonna be the one player that, you know, just like to go for 1 year and then transfer somewhere else. So it was like I had a lot to prove. So I was like, let me just go all out and try to score 40 a game. And shoot, I was trying to go get it every game.
Right. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, I'm gonna be honest now. I can say it today. I used to lie and say I knew you all the time. I told everybody, "Oh, I know her. Oh, I know." Well, I never knew her, to be honest. I did hoop with her before, but I don't know her. And I told everybody I did.
What's crazy? You said that, you brought that up. I get it all the time. Like if I go to the mall somewhere, like, you know, when it comes to little kids, I'm cool. Like if you come up to me, you're a little kid, and you be like, I think, you know, you my cousin. I'm like, all right, cool, we cousins. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to grown people, I be looking at them like, wait a minute, I ain't never seen you at a family reunion. Right. I just be like, all right. But like with little kids, they be like, we cousins. I think we cousins. I'm like, yeah, we probably are. It's all good. But I'm y'all, I get adults come up to me and be like, you know, we like third, fourth cousins. I'm like,
they hit you with the cousin Pete, huh? They hit you with that cousin Pete.
And I be like, you know, I don't even know. Like, I'm looking at my mom. She like, I ain't never seen him. I'm like, all right, cool, it's fine. Like we cousins.
So, quick question: where did you get the drive from? Where did it start for you? Because you know, you, like I said, you accomplished great things. How did you get to be a 70-point scorer in high school? Hey, where did that come from?
You know what? I can say the love for the game, but also, you know, my dad, he would always sit me down. And one of the players I used to watch when I tell people is Pistol Pete. Like I'm a big fan of Pete, man. Like I had his the little movie he had. I watched, you know, all his ball handling tapes. So I was just sitting there watching him like, man, like I can do it. And then my dad was like, you know what? I got the perfect person for you to watch. And I started watching Allen Iverson. And next thing I know, like no lie, guys, like I'll sit there and watch the game and then I go right outside and I do it. Because I'm a visual learner. Like you can sit there and do all kinds of things. I can sit there, I do it right away. So I always used to watch Allen Iverson. I'm like, man, he's small. And my dad was like, yeah, but it don't really matter. He got heart. So I always used to be out on my court because they built me a full court outside. And I used to just go hard and I always play against myself. Like I'd be out there talking junk to myself. So if you see me, I talk junk in the game. So it's like that was my drive watching those players, but also I just love the game. And things just start coming like natural to me.
But what's training like though? Because like you just don't out of bed or 70. You know what I'm saying? You could be nice, but the average 40 year senior year stuff like that, your training regimen has to be on point. So talk about like, did that start with your dad, and like what did that look like for you growing up?
Oh man, my training was crazy. I never, I see kids now go practice before school. I never practiced before school, never. Always, go to school, do my, practice with them. But it was the stuff away from practice. Like my house is, it's probably about 6 miles away from the store. So I used to have to run with my dad, 3 miles there, 3 miles back. Like that was my getting in my cardio. And right here at my house, we have this steep hill. So I had to run the hills. That was like getting in shape, making sure I had to outwork everybody. And then it would be times where, even in games where my dad wasn't happy that I missed like 2 or 3 free throws. And I'm telling y'all, it can be late, but he had me a light outside. He'd be like, yo, you got 50 free throws. And I'm like, man, I'm hungry. Like, can I just go in there and watch TV and stuff? He's like, watch TV for what? That's not going to help you get a scholarship. I'm like, I'm mad. But it helped me because it was like straight up self-discipline. So that's what I learned more about myself, is just to be disciplined in whatever you do. That's what I try to preach to a lot of these kids, because they feel like they can watch a Steph Curry and go out there and do it. No, y'all don't see the time and effort that we have to put in as athletes before we can go out there and do it. Right. But you have to have that self-discipline. Like nobody told me to really go outside and do the moves. I was just like, man, let me go out there and try it. You have to be self-disciplined as an athlete.
Man. Cool. We're gonna get back. We're gonna ask you, we're gonna get into what you're doing now at the end. But first we got a couple of topics to cover.
Cool.
Wait, before we do that, let me ask you one more question. Going, can you remember your first practice at Carolina?
Oh yeah, I got body slammed.
Oh really?
It was like a body slam, but it was like no free layups type thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like, I remember it was just like, it wasn't like she just picked me up. First of all, I went to college 115 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But so, I left like 140 though. Like, I don't know what I would do. I was eating good though. That's why I said I want to go back to college. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember my first practice. I was scared, but let me tell you what the great thing is. As soon as I got in the locker room, they had our jerseys laid out on a chair, and then you have your name on the back. So I got it. We had a full mirror, in the women's locker room. You got to have a full mirror. We got to be straight hair and everything. So I go to the mirror. I'm like, dang, like this really is happening. So
right.
Practice. I'm like, oh, this is a breeze. And then Coach Hatchell called his drill called cutthroat. I'm like, now that don't sound right. Like, what's going on? I'm nervous, but my heart beating fast. I'm like, oh, that don't sound right. And then it's 3-on-3, and it's like cutthroat. And when I tell you no fouls, it's called no fouls.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was just like, oh, free layup. Boom, hit the ground so hard, boy. I didn't know how to get my breath back or nothing. I was just like, and I called my mom and them, and I was like, I don't know if this for me. Like, it was that, man. I remember. I ain't gonna never forget that practice ever.
Did you start as a freshman?
At the end, I started starting at the end of the season.
Because that part I didn't remember.
Yeah,
that's crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone in the chat said they played against you in high school. Melanie Mann is the username. So maybe that's
Probably so, man.
Yeah. No, they said at UNC.
So.
They said at UNC in Woolen Gym.
Oh yeah, we played there in the summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the football guys who thought they played basketball too. So yeah, we played against them.
So that was rough.
Man, that was.
So was the transition harder to go from high school to college or college to pros?
Ooh, I would have to say high school to college. I think that's a hard transition because I'm like everybody, like I was always fast, but everybody was stronger. Like I'm 115. That's how come I get knocked out, body slam. And I think the transition of practicing at 6 a.m. in the morning and then trying to make it to class at 8 and then back for a study hall, you got to eat. I think that was the biggest transition for me. It's like the off the court stuff. The on the court, it was kind of hard picking up the different, our defenses and our offense and play calls. Cause I'm just like, in high school, you just give me the ball and I'm gonna call you for a pick and roll. Everybody get out the way. But then when you get into a system of like, yo, everybody's good, it was a transition for me. Now the transition from college to pros, it was more like everybody is good, even from like the water girl. You feel me? Yeah. Everybody's good. And I mean, it's just like I had to wait my turn though. And I learned from like Katie Smith, Deanna Nolan, who I feel like is by far one of the top 6 WNBA players that played the game. And I had to learn from them. And I was just like, I go from being a top player at North Carolina to not even playing my first year. And I think Bill, my first game gave me maybe like 45 seconds.
Bill Lambier?
Yeah, in 45 seconds, I got up like 5 or 6 shots too.
Because he was the coach for the Shock. He was the coach for the Shock her rookie year.
Yeah, I was like, don't pass me the ball because you're not getting it back. Okay? They was like,
so how was having Bill Lambier as a coach? For obvious reasons, like,
yo, the guy is a genius, man. Like, oh man, him as a coach, I think it was like it was great. He's like a fun coach, but his X's and O's are like off the charts. He's like Pop. He's like, oh my God, he's like Pop. Like he can just see what's going on, call a timeout. Hey, look, we about to run this. And I'm telling you, we scored every time. He is funny. Like he's funny. Like he's cool. He's laid back. And he'll just be like real talk. He'll come in there and be like, listen, I ain't trying to be in here long. Let's get in and get out. And literally we'll get in and get out. And he just be like that. He's like, yo, I'm trying to go get on a boat or something. So y'all get y'all stuff together. I'm like, I'm going in here like, ooh, I really did come in a good situation, but goodness, this is crazy.
That's what's up.
Hey,
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, hold on. So I think like a lot of people don't give credit, but Chuck Daly is one of the best head coaches ever in basketball, and obviously Bill Lambier, I think he took a lot from that. So
yeah. Bill is a genius, y'all. I'm telling you, that man is. But you know what I like about Bill? He gets women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, basketball is basketball. Women, we're more fundamental. Yes. Men, they play above the rim, but like far as shooting fundamentals, like we got that. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And Bill know how to put women, like he know how to put us in situations for us to be successful. No matter, even though I didn't play, but I played against his teams, and he that's what he did for players who you be like, man, they made it to the league, but he makes them successful. And that's a great thing about him. That's what I love about the guy.
So you didn't play as a rookie because you're a rookie, or you didn't play because you did he Kobe you?
Man, he told at one point he was like, man, I don't even like you, Latta. I was like, dang, bro. I was like, real? And he was like, nah, you good. It was just, listen, to be honest, I went from like the high to like humble, but also like learning. Cause I'm telling you, Katie Smith, they took me under their wing. Yeah, but it's hard to go into a team like that when you got so many all-stars already. So I was saying to them before the game, can y'all please be up by like 20 so your girl can get shots up? Like, help me out. You know what I'm saying? The team was already stacked. So I didn't really mind it. I always got extra work in regardless.
Yeah, Swim Cash. I mean, yeah, we had Swim Cash. We had Cheryl Ford. We had
Katie Braxton.
Braxton. Yeah.
Man, my girl Braxton. Oh man,
You know, B knows everything Detroit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I knew it because we and when the WNBA had kicked off, it was always Houston Comets and New York. Like when Detroit came on, it was like we started off like horrible. We had like a good 5-year run where we went to the finals 4 years. I think we lost the 1 year that you was playing on the squad. We lost to Phoenix.
And then y'all won the year when I left. So
well, you left. You came here to Atlanta. You came to Atlanta Dream, and then that's the year that we won. Detroit Shock won again.
So mad. I was like, that's wrong.
Yeah, and then they moved Detroit from Tulsa. I don't know why they moved Detroit out, the city and moved them to Tulsa. I do not understand.
And guess what? I ended up going to
Tulsa. Yep.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That was a whole different experience, man.
It was.
I can imagine.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I know we got to get into the show, but y'all got to hear this. It was like, it's different.
Tulsa.
It's real different.
I got you.
Real different.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. But this the thing that gets me. It can be like beautiful, nice outside. Mm-hmm. We'll be out hanging, and all of a sudden, you just see that thing just pop up out. It's just start coming out, just come down. You like, wait a minute. I ain't used to it. I'm from South Carolina. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We get heavy rain. That thing just come. It is different. Everything is different.
Wow. Yeah, I believe it.
Different.
Me too.
So who in the WNBA? Who was your toughest matchup? Who used to kick you? Oh, really?
Bird. She said that so quick. It wasn't even quick. It wasn't even no thinking of nothing.
Nah, because everybody asked me and they was like, well, why both of y'all point guards? I said, yeah, but we score.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Sue, her team, Sue been with Seattle since she got in the league. So they know how to set her screens. They know how, but Sue change your pace is crazy. It's crazy. So she'll be just sitting there and all of a sudden she'll take off. And I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to give you buckets down there. I'm tired and you running. So it's like, she's like one of the top. She the toughest. I say Sue Bird is probably my toughest for sure.
And also, and I'm sorry, we're going to stay on you for a minute though. What was it? Let's go back to your rookie year one more time. You said you not getting the playing time. How did you fight through that? What was that like for you, and how did you make it through that? The difficult parts of that. It
was difficult, but I you know what? My teammates, they were great though. You know what's great? I was the only rookie really, so they took care of me. But at the same time, they will always say, "Latta, stay ready, just stay ready." It was now listen. It was a couple games where I did get in. We needed a 3. Boom, I hit us a 3, and then I'm out. I got to the point where I knew my role. But I also knew that I did have to stay ready. So those games that I didn't play as much, I still worked out. I came in early. I stayed after practice. So it was like I still had that mentality of, I'm gonna stay ready at all times. And so that's what I did. But my teammates, man, they were great. They always encouraged me. So it was just like little things like that.
Now you're a 2-time WNBA All-Star, which is accomplishment. That's a super feat in itself. How was that experience? Tell me about that.
Let me tell you something. My true coming out of does Latta fit or does Latta exist in the WNBA is when I went to DC. Coach had gave me an opportunity really to showcase my talent, just to really play and get comfortable. And my first year there, I became an All-Star, and it was great. It was just that those months prior for me going to DC, when I tell y'all I put in so much of work that I barely saw my family. I just locked myself in the house, locked myself in the gym, did what I had to do, and I was just like, hey, I'll see y'all in DC. And my parents, my family, they understood because they knew what I wanted to accomplish, with the new team, new environment, new atmosphere. And I just knew I had to go in with the right mindset of you know what? If he's giving me the key to this team, I gotta drive the ship, man. I gotta do it.
Dope. That's dope.
Preparation, man. It shows that it leads to things. You can't just walk into a situation. You gotta make sure that when that situation is ready for you, you ready for it.
Right.
Yeah, and if you didn't do all that work, prior to that, to giving that opportunity, who knows what could happen,
Who knows, man? Who knows? But that's the thing that, man, I preach it so much to this generation. I ain't gonna say to this generation about preparation, because they just feel like they can just go out there and just do it. Oh, you gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared to go to battle every single night, especially in the league, because it's like somebody wants your spot. Yep. You gotta be ready to practice everything. Like it's crazy. And that was one of my biggest things was I always want to be prepared for my competition, but also be prepared for like the games. Cause I hate missing my assignments. Like it be times where I just be so hard on myself, like, dang man, Sue scored on the plate that I just had a dream about the night before. Like, why you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, like with me, before games, I didn't sleep, and after games, I really didn't sleep because I'm like, what? All right, what I'm gonna do next? Because I was like, let me get over this game. We got another game. Like you have to. That's another thing. Also in the league, because you have these back-to-backs. You may have a game Monday, Tuesday, and then have another one on Thursday at home. So it's like you can't dwell on the losses. But with me, I'm always watching film. Like, man, what can I do better? How can I be better? How can I help my team? So I'm always prepared though.
What else y'all got? Y'all got some more questions?
I'm a reserve. I'm a reserve because this is gonna go all night.
He say I'm a reserve.
I'm a reserve. I'm a reserve myself.
Oh my God.
Mr. Point Guard.
I know.
So I'm gonna ask a couple questions off the chat real quick.
Okay.
Somebody said, "How was it playing for Freddie Bates Williams?"
Hey, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Fred
is the man. Let me tell you, he's another coach that can get women to play for him, man. Great guy, great X's and O's, man. I miss playing for Fred though. I really do. Great guy.
Mm-hmm. And then somebody else, Maurice Wilkins asked, "What's it like to play UConn?"
I want to know. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had a really good game. That game, we played up in UConn. And I remember, man, if y'all go back and listen to the interview, Gino was so pissed. He was hot. He was mad. We went up there, man. We got the job done, man. It was, but you know what? That atmosphere in Connecticut is serious. Them some true fans up there, though.
Oh yeah, they don't play. When it comes to that women basketball, they do not play at all.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. I think they was the quietest that day, though. We got.
I know that felt good. I know that felt good. Quiet on them.
Boy, I like that. I like that sound. We play on the road, but I like that.
Were you nervous though?
No.
That game.
What's the thing? I said the only game that I said out of my career that I was nervous about was probably the Maryland game, and that was I don't know. It was just because that whole season we was just going at each other. ACC, Maryland. So I think I mean not the whole game. It was more like before the game, like, man, we got to get this. Like, we got to win. I think that's the only game. But Tennessee, Connecticut, I was too hyped. Like, my adrenaline was going. I ain't care about nothing.
Now that's crazy right there.
It's go time. Yeah. I mean, every athlete got that one game. They just be like, I was a little nervous before the game, but when the ball go up, it's like, shoot, it's go time.
Mm-hmm.
It's go time. It's just, that one game.
You got your number retired at Carolina too, which is crazy.
Yes, that was a blessing. I knew nothing about it. I was overseas at the time. I was overseas, and then mom had told me, and then Coach Hatchell had called. He was like, we're gonna retire your jersey. I'm like, huh? I'm like, for real? But when you think about retire, you like, oh, okay, but people can wear it. But the thing is, nobody can wear number 12 at UNC. So I was just like, man, are y'all serious? A little girl from McConnell, South Carolina. It's not even on nobody's map. Like nothing. I'm like, and I'm getting my jersey retired. I was like, man, it was all God. Like it's crazy. I never would have thought that, for real. Never.
I haven't even heard of McConnell. Ever.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate
Oh, yeah.
It's
Just, I mean, just real, just confirming.
I know.
That, that you telling the truth.
It ain't far from Rock Hill.
It ain't far, but you know what I'm saying? We just got our Dollar General, so you better not say nothing to us.
Oh man.
I grew up in Meridian, Mississippi, so trust me, I can name some cities that people don't know, and that would be one.
Right.
Hey, so you're LeBron's favorite player, one of LeBron's favorite players. How was that to know that part? And did you get a chance to meet him?
Oh, come on, man. Yes, me and LeBron. LeBron was the high school boys player of the year coming out in high school. I was the girls player of the year coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So we met at McDonald's, like we hung out the whole time. And then what's so crazy, when we played Tennessee in Cleveland to go to the Final Four, and we end up beating Tennessee, it was a thing in the paper. And he's like, "Oh, LeBron's gonna come to the game. He's flying back just to come." And I'm like, "Man, whatever. Yeah, he ain't coming." He actually showed up. He showed up to the game in Cleveland. So me and him did like we did.
That's right.
Thing. It was cool, man. I was just like, man, that's awesome, man. I appreciate him showing love. And he do that now, even with the women's game, man. They come out to games in the summer, they show love. Like that's all right there, man. It's cool.
Right, because and he's right. It doesn't get the women never got the respect that they deserve. It's just it's never been nowhere near where it should be.
Mm-mm.
But is it different than when you came in? Is it different now than when you came in the league?
Oh, it's so different. It's so different, man. I may tell you, it's been times where when you have, we say, the brother sister teams, where you have Atlanta Dream and you got the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? It's some teams that don't have that brother relationship, and there's been some times where you do see some guys, and some speak, some don't. But it's like now when I look at it, it's like, shoot, it's like a whole family. They come, they speak. They got daughters. We taking pictures with them. So the game has evolved, but the attendance and their support and their love has grown too. They like, when I'm in DC, man, John Wall and Bradley Beal is almost at every game if they not out of town.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, sitting courtside. Like if they not out of town or whatever, like I'll hear John like, "Bro, you coming to the game?" He's like, "I'll be back. I don't get back to Sunday, but I'll be there." And he'll be right there. He comes straight to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they show mad love.
Yeah, that's dope, and that's something that I don't hear enough of. That they are showing that much love and appreciation for it. Like I see a couple of players talk about it here and there, but I didn't know it was like that, like a brotherhood, and that's dope. So my question is, why, like, what's up with the media? Why isn't there enough media coverage when it comes to the WNBA? Because when you look at Sports Center and all these other sports, it may make the highlight reel, but First Take won't talk about it. It's still so male dominated. Why is that?
I feel like only time they want to put us out or something is when something is bad.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's some, some violence, or, some players getting suspended, like I don't understand why they want to put out negative pub when it shouldn't even be like that. Like, I think we should get that same support, that opportunity to be on ESPN. Like, show some highlights of all our games. Don't show just the one game and be like, "Oh, we moving right on." But then you over here showing the hot dog challenge on ESPN.
Right, exactly.
Hot dog challenge, you know what I'm saying? If you like to eat hot dog, that's cool. But to me, put the WNBA games on TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got the beanball toss challenge, or whatever it is. Like, show more love to us women. You know what I'm saying? And I get sick and tired of, people in the comments saying, "Y'all need to put on aprons and go in the kitchen." Man, I'm tired of that.
Oh,
I am sick and tired. Yeah, y'all don't understand.
Still saying that, man? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, I feel like if y'all start giving us more love, that's cool. But let me tell y'all one person that I think had like really changed the whole what word am I looking for? The whole like perception of the WNBA was Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe changed it. Man, Kobe was there faithfully. His daughter, you know, she was gonna end up going to college and probably playing the WNBA, but he was just like, they asked him something about why do you don't coach men like boys? He was like, I'm good. Like I like to coach girls. They listen. He was like, and I enjoy watching women basketball. So then when he started talking, and then that stereotype of getting in the kitchen slowly started moving out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why not put us out there in a positive note? You know what I'm saying? Instead of something so negative all the time.
Have you met Kobe?
I never got to meet Kobe. Kobe said courtside. Yeah, I went to work that game too. Yeah. But I didn't get to meet him. And so that was just like heartbreaking to me. It was so heartbreaking. Because he was one of the athletes that I always wanted to meet. Always. Because I loved, man. I used to see his videos of, he was talking about he'll go so hard, sometimes he just black out. I'm like, man, that's some hard work right there. Yeah. Kobe, the great.
Because I'm sure there are enough storylines to follow in the WNBA, the same way it is with the NBA. Like going to your point earlier about that bringing you guys on when it's something negative. I forgot her name, but she actually was on First Take talking about the conditions in the bubble, and she actually called them out and saying that you know that there's not enough attention when it comes to WNBA. And she literally said, like, you guys only bring us on when it's time to talk about stuff like this. You know, and that was powerful. And they, you know, Stephen A. Smith and Max and they kind of just glossed over the comment. Yeah. But it was real. And it just caused me to start really thinking, you know, more about that and why don't those opportunities, you know, exist. So yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I'm sure there's stories and stuff that they could tell.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad whoever was on there, I'm glad that they said what they said. I'm so glad that she said that, because that's true. Why bring us on when stuff is going bad? Bring us on with stuff going good. So yeah.
Alicia Clark. Yeah, I think it was Alicia Clark.
AC. All right. Yeah, I'm with her. Why do that? That like puts us down. Like, why you want to put women down like that? Like, it's crazy. I don't understand. It's crazy.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that.
And that's women's sports in general. Like you said, it just does not get the attention that it deserves. And that's on all levels. Yeah. And it is disheartening. It doesn't make sense.
But you know what's crazy? Not only WNBA, do you know who I watch and she handled it very well? Serena Williams. She can win, or Wimbledon, she can win, but they say, look at her outfit.
Yep.
Hey, that's a strong, black, beautiful black woman. So what do you hey, that's just her. That's how she's made. Yeah. But then you want to get on there and talk about her cat suit, but that cat suit just won the women. Like, we just won.
And she's always getting drug tested the most out of all the women. I mean, she get drug tested all the time. And the other women, other competition, they probably get drug tests once a year or once a year.
Yeah.
If that. But she's getting drug tests like damn near every month, especially in her height when she was winning like crazy. Oh, they was drug testing her like everything. Coming back clean. Like, look, she's dominating.
They don't talk about our game or how successful we are. It's more like what we didn't do. Like, and all the negative pub, like, it's crazy.
And I've said plenty of times on this show that I put Serena in one of the greatest athletes of all, not even greatest, female. I say greatest athlete. Like when you mention the Tiger Woods, the Floyd Mayweather, I believe Serena Williams. Like I'm quick to put her name in that conversation because she's dominated her sport for so long. Like no athletes really has dominated her sport as long as she's dominated.
It still is though.
Yeah, it still is dominating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She won a Grand Slam pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's
so
crazy.
They let you know, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I think like one of the things that stood out to me was Kelly Loeffler, right?
Right.
When she said the things that she said about the WNBA. And I was like, oh, they're gonna talk about this. They're gonna cover it now, and it never made the show. They briefly touched on it with AC when she was on there, but it really was more about the conditions of the bubble and less about what this person said about the WNBA and Black Lives Matter. Like, that's a huge deal. And most networks just kind of just ignored it. Mm-hmm. And it really told me a lot in terms of how they respect, the game and respect the women's sports, because if that would have been the NBA, you best believe it would have been articles, interviews with every single body talking about that issue.
Yo,
I saw your tweet about it.
Hey,
I think it was a tweet.
Let me tell you something. Adam would have handled that right away.
Mm-hmm.
The commission. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like, I was reading an article really with it. Like, she got to go.
I agree.
So do you want somebody so toxic like that who's blind to see what's really going on, the injustice that's going on? Half of your team is Black.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't realize that? Mm-hmm. She has to go. That should have been dealt with like that. But as you said, you made a good point. Why didn't you talk about that on First Take?
Right. Should have been. Mm-hmm. It was huge.
What about the other? It was on Yahoo Sports that's on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But why y'all didn't put it on the ESPNs? Why wasn't it a breaking news? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But they want to talk about Dak's contract, for the 100th time. Or will the NBA finish the season for the 300th time? It's like, no, you got something new and that needs your attention, because you're 100% right. She has to go. And the reason why it kind of came and went is that nobody talked about it. So there was no pressure brought upon the league and her to cause them to take action against her.
Yeah. You know what else made me mad? It was like the voices that spoke out about it, the top voices, it was like their voice got lost. Because people were saying, get her out. She needs to go. Like, let it go. And then it was just like, look at the people who's speaking. These are the top players. But is anybody really listening? It's like that. And that's the thing when the WNBA players speak, why nobody listen? It's like, it's like, we don't really have a voice for our own speaking sometimes in things that's going on. She has to go. And I had seen something, 2 days ago, they said Baron Davis was like, I'll buy the share. Baron, go right on ahead. Please get it. Buy it. Hello? You know what? Change things up. She gotta go. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to play for her.
Yeah.
Because the way you see Black Lives Matters is how you see me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
Damn, that's and like you saying that even within the sport, you guys don't have a voice. Like that's a powerful statement to me.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Even like in other sports, you can see some, like even with Serena. When Serena talk, you think they listen? No, they still gonna criticize her outfits. Or they gonna say, well, she should have knocked it. She lost the second set, but she won the whole Wimbledon.
Right.
Would you talk about the second set she lost?
Or they highlight her getting the attitude with the umpire person.
Yeah.
Well, you see the men's, they yelling, cursing all the dang on time, but they be like, oh, look how passionate he is. He's really passionate about that stuff.
Yeah.
But someone Serena said, it's like, oh, look.
What you just said brought up something.
Yep.
Even when we play like with me, I play with a lot of passion, hard, whatever, but we have been told to tone it down. Mm-hmm. Why? We love the game just as much. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. I was just in the chat and just wanted to at least say on record that Shannon and Skip's Undisputed show talked about it. I don't watch them or listen to them that much, but it got some coverage. But the fact that I don't listen to them and they are on a smaller network that's trying to, come up, once again, I could see it getting lost, but at least they did address it. Okay. But ESPN, it was just like, in First Take, it was like nothing. But Stephen A. Smith gets on there and he talks, that talk. And I don't know how much say so he has in, you know, the back end in terms of producing the show, but it is your show. So you can easily go, yo, we need to talk about this and address it because this is a serious issue. Hey. And they just missed it. And even Molly could have brought it up, you know.
Represent for us, exactly. But you know what? What happened with the Clippers and that owner? Huh?
Yes.
Boy, they
say yes.
Yep.
Gone. Banned.
Quit.
Yep.
Hello. Bye. See you later. You know
and
what?
Especially
we're gonna leave your stuff outside. You good? Get picked up. Get up on the street. You good?
Like when I read what she said, and then the fact that she doubled down on it and didn't even want to take it back. In this climate, I was like, oh, she don't stand a chance. She out of there. Like, what is she doing? But no, like it got so buried among, like it was like, hey, this happened, and it was like, all right, we're gonna move on. Like she should have been gone. Right. But it just shows the lack of respect that they have for, you know, women's sports and Black women, you know, as well. Because like you said, like we know what the makeup of those teams are.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
That's just, it just doesn't make sense. It really, like you said, in this day and age, it's 2020, it just doesn't make sense to be able to carry on like that. And then, like you said, she doubled down. It wasn't like she just said it once. She went back and said, I said what I said, pretty much. And even though the players on the team is asking for her removal, it's still not happening.
Right. So, yeah. You know, it was a petition or something signed, like 12 or 13 players.
Yeah.
We're asking for her to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has to go.
But no coverage.
I don't see a way.
I hope they don't make it about money. Like, oh, she may have I don't even know their situation, but I don't want them to get to the point where she brings this amount of money in. She got to go. Baron Davis can bring that money in.
Yes.
Somebody else can bring that money in.
Money that she making doing insider trading, by the way. So she should be in jail if we're really talking. That's what she should be, but you know, who am I?
Who am I?
Nope. But man.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. Let me see what else I was asking. Something else I wanted to ask you. Did you get a chance to check out the bubble situation that they had with the living situation?
I saw a little bit of it, man. Man, it looked pretty tough down there.
Yeah.
It did.
It's
just, man.
You know what? I'm looking at the NBA bubble, man. That bubble look fun as hell. You hear me?
But let them tell it. Let them tell it. It ain't. But I don't, like you said, it looked great compared to what the women got to go through.
I mean, and then what? It was the food or something, and then I looked at what J.R. Smith was like. Yo, we got creme brulee. We got this and that. I'm like, shit, can we get a cheesecake? Can the homies get a cheesecake? That's all I'm asking. I mean, like, what is going on, man? Like, it's just crazy, man. It still shows that we as a league still got a long way to go. Still have a long way to go, man. And it should be treated like, should be treated like queens. That's how I see it.
And what do you think it's going to take to get there? And
oh man, you know what? To be honest, I really don't even know. They just pretty much still got to keep putting they foot on the gas and keep demanding things, man. But the thing is, respect us as not only players but as women. You know what I'm saying? Put us in good situations, make us feel good about leaving our families and, you know, possibly contracting this virus, and at least we'll be in a safe and decent place. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to keep putting our foot on the gas, demanding things, and just standing up for what we believe in. You know, a lot of people did that with the as far as like money. The money came up. They kept putting their foot on the gas about that, the different things. And so that's it, man. Use your voice. The voices has to be heard. Like nobody else can be quiet about anything. Anything. Even like little small stuff, because it can lead to something really big.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to take, I love that the NBA players are actively supporting you guys, being vocal about it.
Yeah.
And, it's going to take, more of the players and you guys being more vocal and demanding that respect and recognition. And, and the people pushing for that as well. Me using whatever I got to say, hey, yo, these guys are doing great things over here.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be paying attention and driving that. You know how the world works, man. Sometimes the world just moves in with groupthink. And it's just like, oh, this is cool now, so I'm going to pay attention to it because I don't want to be left out. Exactly. And sometimes it's that basic psychological thing you can play on people. And then, that could, start to institute that change that we're looking for. But it's just going to take time. It's going to take a lot of voices.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I agree with that. I got I saw you were trying to go to NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to NASCAR, man. Let's go, Bubba. Hey. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to order my gear. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people pissed off, which I personally don't care. But yeah, I'm telling you, because we got Charlotte Speedway here, and I'm gonna get a group of my homies. Yo, we're gonna go to the game. We're gonna go to the little track thing. I've never been in my life.
Yeah, I haven't been to NASCAR, but I've been to a few races. It is fun. I'll be curious to know how they treat you and others that are darker, given everything that's going on. Like when I went, in Mississippi, the outward racism wasn't really there. It was just like, whoa, what are you doing here? Like I went but I was part of the news as well. So you kind of sort of get that exception. But I will be curious to see how they respond to it. I saw that they embraced you and with open arms. So I thought that was
I saw that. I was surprised that even NASCAR respond. I'm like, sure, y'all will respond for some good old backstage passes now.
Right.
Send me some shirts or some hats or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, for real, I really do want to go and get the experience and just see how it is, see the atmosphere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And even thinking about, I thought about that when I was asking that question about women's sports. I know that for a lot of the people that I heard that attended that, just like Black people going to hockey games, people say when they go, it's a totally different experience than. That's the thing I was thinking about women's basketball, because I'm gonna tell you a story. I used to the LFL is here. It used to be the Lingerie Football League is what it was, but now it's the Legends Football League. Well, it's here. So when my boys first, I knew a girl that played, and one of my partners was like, "We got to go to a game." I'm like, of course, we're gonna go see some lingerie women run around. To me, I was amped. I'm just being honest. I was ready to go. So when I got there, and I was watching the game, of course, I was enjoying myself at first. Lingerie football, it's comfortable, it's cool. But watching the game, it transformed to sport, to where it was like, wait a minute, these are some superior, they're not athletes, they're superior athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it from a whole nother perspective, and I became a fan. And I'm like, and I tell the guys all the time, y'all got to see this to believe it. It's amazing to watch these women play football because they're killing it. And I think the same thing is needed for not just that, but like I said, racing too, and for women's basketball and other sports. If you get in there and you actually physically see it, you know what it's worth at that point. It's hard to tell worth without, you get a feel watching it. It's still, I watch it, but it's still different than being there.
Mm-hmm.
The level of excitement and the feel, that energy in the air, and when that stadium started rocking a little bit, it's a totally different feeling.
Right.
It's totally different. And that's really what's needed, is a way to get, COVID killed a lot of stuff, but to get the fans back in the seats to see y'all's games, that's when it's going to really turn. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to get them out. I say you have a free night where just whoever get in, first come, first serve.
Go, exactly.
And after that, you got to pay, but just to get the place filled up
Exactly.
Because those people gonna come back. They'll pay. They'll pay when they see it. They're gonna pay for it next time. That's what I think is missing, and that's what I think is important in women's sports in general. Period. Too.
Well, Ivory, I know that like a lot of women basketball players, they talk about the culture around women's basketball overseas, and you just said that you played overseas. Like, what's the main difference that you've seen, like how they respect y'all over there versus how they respect y'all here?
Man, they love women's basketball. We get love. Like the way the men NBA get treated here, we get treated like that over there. Like we put on the highest pedestal that you can be put on. And I mean, I had some great years overseas, man. Like my favorite country is Israel. Like I loved Israel. I love playing in Turkey. It's just that they put so much behind it. Like, I mean, if you see our jerseys, you got about 10 sponsorships like everywhere. You can't even wipe your face because it's sponsors everywhere. So it's like they do their work before we even get over there to get the sponsors, to make sure we get the money. And then we get over there, we work and have fun. But that atmosphere with the fans, man,
nothing like it.
Let me tell y'all, one game, Turkey, we was like the top 3 team. We played like the number 1 team, Galatasaray, and we played at home in Mersin. Man, that game was so live. They had lit a flare thing in the stadium. Boy, it got smoky everywhere. Man, we had to go to our lockers, and we had to go back to the locker room. They had to get the smoke out. Like, it was crazy. But when I tell you, you can feel the rocking, like, like when they start that, it's a great feeling. It's like they love women's basketball. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How many different countries did you play in?
I played in Israel. I was on the Euro Cup team, so we ended up playing in Russia. We played in Belarus and Turkey. Man, and it's some, I ain't gonna lie, some I can't even pronounce. So they over there though.
So what's the food like? Like, so what country you played at had the best food that you was like, damn, I gotta come back just cause?
Oh man. Man, it's between see, I can go to Israel and get a shawarma. Oh, God, Jesus. That thing be on the street and just be turning, and they just cut it, put it in there, and they put the pickles and everything in there. And then in Turkey, I get a tantuni. Oh my God, well, that's some good meat right there. So it's between those two. But you know what? If I had a chance, if I'd be like, man, I need just have a retirement home somewhere, it'll be in Israel on the beach. When I tell y'all that is a beautiful place, and it's so crazy because what you see on CNN and all that, man, half of that stuff that ain't even nowhere near all the beautiful parts of that country. Absolutely not. It's beautiful. I feel safer over there than I do here. Shoot.
Let me ask you this, Ivory. I don't know if they did when I got disconnected for a second, but with NBA season being like pretty much the WNBA season being pretty much in the summertime, do you play during the fall like overseas? Like I hear y'all talking about overseas. Do y'all play overseas?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like the team may give you, depending on who you are and your league, your status, you may get less than a month. But sometimes they have some kids coming over there like 2 weeks after the season.
Really? Wow.
2 weeks out of the season. And then depending on your country, you may get Thanksgiving and you may get Christmas, and then you may get one. Sometimes you only get Christmas and one and another break, depending on when they give it to you. So got to go right away. Yeah. I did that for 6 years straight.
Wow. So you was pretty much basketball literally all year round, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow. And my teams did well, so we made it to playoffs and did very good. So by the time I got over here, it was like, man, I got 2 weeks. So I'm trying to see the family, and then still trying to stay ready and getting stuff back. It was a lot. It was a lot.
What you think about what Maya Moore is doing?
The GOAT.
Like, I think that's so dope, man. I think I think that's so awesome what she's doing. And like, I guess the Cam point, what he mentioned before, they're not really covering it. Like they kind of like a gloss over a little bit and say, hey, okay, look at this little thing. All right, now back to Dak Prescott. Will he get signed this week? Like, it's just.
Hey, B, could you elaborate on that? I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that. And I want you to elaborate on that for the people that's listening that don't know what you're talking about.
Well, she pretty much like, in the height of her playing career, she pretty much like, I want to say retire or stop playing.
She just stepped away.
Yeah, stepped away from the game. From the game. She still, it wasn't like she was past her prime or like she can still ball, and she really like, to help. I forgot the guy's name. I should have had it ready, but I didn't seeing it. But yeah, she helped this guy, get out of prison early.
Get him exonerated, sure.
Yeah, like it got him exonerated from the prison, and like she really she stopped playing in the height of her career, playing WNBA to like for that cause. And I mean, that's not the only person she's planning on helping. Like she's planning on this is planning on being her groundwork pretty much from here on out. And for you to step away from the game in the height of your career, one of the best and one of the premier players. We're not talking about like a bench player. We're talking about like the LeBron James, Paul George of the WNBA, like stepping away for a better cause, for a cause about helping, helping our own people, helping us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's dope. I think it's dope.
His name is Jonathan Irons. He was in prison for 22 years.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. And she got him. He walked out a free man.
Yep. I think that's so dope, man. For you to walk away from a sport that and I'm pretty sure she loved playing basketball. You wouldn't say she didn't love the sport. So for you to walk away from a sport that you love to this, you know what I'm saying? Like she's not doing it for
you
the
don't
money
even really know.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, right.
That's what's crazy. And it's like, again, a lot of these networks and everything, they just, a little Twitter post or a Facebook post, and then that's it. Like that's not being talked about.
That should have been breaking news on ESPN.
Yes.
It should have.
It should have.
First of all, she's a Jordan athlete.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Come on. That should have been breaking news. This is what this amazing woman did. I'm not even talking about a basketball player. This is what this amazing woman did.
Because it's beyond basketball at this point. Yeah. It's beyond basketball at this point.
So this is pretty much, y'all, to be honest, this is like, I think this is her calling. This is what God wanted her to do. Like, okay, I put you in a position. You won all them championships. You did this. This is your groundwork now. So I don't understand why that wasn't I am more. Like, why not?
Right.
Yeah, it should have been the lead story.
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger than that.
Because I'm tired of that Dak stuff. If you ain't going to get that man his money now, then don't, just leave it alone. Because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan anyway. So don't get that man. You know what I'm talking about? But you know what? I want him to get his money too. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes got his money. That's cool, but show the other stuff that's going on, man. Just show the other great stuff.
I wanted to go back just a little bit. I know we were talking about all of the years that you were pretty much playing just year-round basketball, and it doesn't matter how much you train. You play like that, you travel like that, things are going to happen. So talk about some of what was like the worst injury and how did that happen?
Oh, man. I think in Turkey, man, it was just crazy. I was just going down the court by myself, just dribbling. And then the girl comes up and play defense. Like she didn't even hit me or nothing. And I end up like messing up my knee. And then I end up staying overseas trying to train and get back. And that was probably the worst thing I did. I think for me personally, I think when I hurt my knee, when I had hurt my knee, I should have just came back to the States. I should have just came back to the States and just, worked out and did what I had to do. But I stayed because I'm like, when you do that, a lot of teams hold it against you. You know what I'm saying? Then they talk about you, oh, she left and, she breached her contract, but you get injured. So it's some ups and downs about playing overseas. Because I know a lot of my teammates, they got blackmailed and probably can't play in that country probably for a year or a season and has to wait. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, don't get it twisted. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that was like one of the hardest. I just probably should have just been like, you know what? I'm coming on back home. But I tried to do they rehab, and it didn't turn out well. But then when I got back, that's when I was like locked in and worked out. So being hurt overseas is not fun at all.
You had your own shoe, right?
Yeah, it's called the Illest.
That's crazy. That I was reading where you said that when you were at Carolina, your feet were too small for the Jordans.
Yeah, man. I never wore Jordans. So Nike they had got like a mold. They like did my feet, and I wore Huaraches. So if anybody see me, I be in Huaraches. I think one pair of Carmelos I wore, but they don't understand. I stuffed those shoes because the whole team wore them. I was like struggling that whole game. I had like stuff in the shoe just to wear the shoe for the team. But yeah, I only wore Huaraches. Yeah, at Carolina. But I kept all my Jordans and stuff, so that was cool.
That's crazy.
Have you met MJ?
Can you believe that? Nope.
Wow.
Really?
Play that
Your
UNC.
jersey retired.
Play that
Your
UNC.
jersey is retired.
Right.
What you talking about?
Right.
Man, I would love to meet MJ. Like,
That's
I want to
crazy.
meet him so bad. Like, it's crazy. Like, he about the only one that I want to meet right now. Like, out of anybody else. I just really want to meet MJ.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you hadn't. Like I said, I thought I was going to ask you that, but then I was going to ask you what it was like to meet him. I wasn't going to ask you if you did.
Never. That's
crazy.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Hey, so who is your favorite Carolina player outside of MJ? Outside of MJ, that's
men or women?
Yeah, men
or women. Yeah, men or women.
Okay.
Well,
both. I would have to. Okay, women. Charlotte Smith.
Yeah, I figured that.
2-3. You know, she got hers retired too. There too. Men. Oh God, man. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. That's so hard.
Like outside of MJ.
Outside of MJ, favorite player. Oh man, it's hard. I got a couple men's players that I like though. I like Jeff McGinnis.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm always go with the home team at the time when I was there. Raymond Felton.
Okay.
Gotta go with Felton, Rasheed, and Vince, man. And Vince.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Shamon Williams. That was my favorite.
Hey, that was my guy too. He took great care of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another home team.
Yeah, Shamon never got the love he deserved. I wanted Shamon to be the man.
Man.
He was a baller.
What?
He was a baller. He was a baller.
That's my guy.
I can't put a finger on it. But you talking about talent, getting buckets, like, bruh.
He was a tweener though. Is probably what hurt him.
It was easy for him though.
Yeah, it was. Like, look, when it don't matter, like Ivory said earlier, like it don't matter your size. Like if you can get buckets, if you could play the game, you could play defense. If you can do one thing at an extremely high level,
there you go.
You should get an opportunity.
See, I think today he would thrive today because now we have positionless basketball. But back then they tried to fit you in a mold. So they tried to make, they probably tried to make. I'm assuming because I wasn't there. But I think that they were trying to make him into a point guard so much that they tried to take that scoring away from him. Whereas today they figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Today
is no position.
Yeah, let's just get out there and ball.
Yeah.
You can play with a LeBron, and Shamon would kill on a team like that. You know what I'm saying? Like him with the Lakers would be stupid. Him with the Sixers would be stupid.
Yep.
So
that's
it
true.
makes more sense today than it did then. So yeah. Hey, who could shoot with you? Is anybody that can shoot with you back then?
Oh, back then?
Mm-hmm.
Man, ain't too
He
many.
said not a lot. He said, like, look, the jumper stay wet. Nah, the jumper stay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think now I wouldn't mind. I think now I won't mind shooting with Steph though.
Yeah. And that you on that level as a shooter.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I don't think that's talked about, like I said, that much, but yeah, that's what level you're on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had the 40-footer though. You know what I'm saying? Like your percentage is up there. And I know you shot from deep. Hey, I'm not disrespecting.
Listen, I started that though. Go back to the high school. Yo, listen, I started that long range and all of that. Go back, man. Go back and look at that, man.
Better check the tape. You better check the tape.
Hey, y'all better quit playing, man. Stop.
Hey,
playing.
look. Hey, you know how your phone could like do measuring? I'm gonna measure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch the YouTube video. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna see how far you was at. But I know you had the range, and I know you was getting buckets. Look, like I said, I was looking. I was like, yo, like, you know, because my thing was, it didn't matter if you was boy or girl. If you was a baller, you were a baller, and I feel like I could always learn something from that. So you were somebody I was watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you were a phenom, you were a sensation. You know what I'm saying? So you was definitely on my radar. So I knew about you. I knew about you. I knew it was for real.
I appreciate that. Okay.
I knew it was for real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What else y'all got?
FIFO?
That was it, man. Right.
Yeah, I know you had to ask some questions. Did you have some questions you wanted to ask, FIFO?
No, I'm good, man. I'm reserved.
A joy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, fellas. I do, man. I appreciate it.
But you got any more questions, Shelton? I know you be asking away, boy.
You know how, yeah, you know.
You know how Shelton
You know how I go here. So what are you working on now? Let's talk about, 2020. What are you working on now? Hey, let me ask you, wait, one more thing before you answer that. Did you write a book?
Yeah, a children's book called Despite the Hype.
Tell us about that book.
It's pretty much been a story of my whole life. Been the smallest player on every team that I played on, and despite me being, 5'6" or below, I give myself a little couple inches. It's okay. Despite me being 5'6", I accomplished great things. Small town kid, big dreams. And so that's what the whole dynamic of the book came, like, despite my height, look what I accomplished. And so, like when the kids, I go to schools, read to the kids, they just be so surprised when I walk in. They be like, "You play basketball?" Now the kids, when I go to schools, they look me in the eye, and I'm just like, I don't know what y'all been eating. I wasn't eating that back then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I just so that's pretty much my book, and it's been doing well. It's been out 3-4 years now. Yeah, so it's been doing very well.
3 years, yeah. I just bought it on Amazon.
That's love right there.
I just bought it.
Love. Yep. And then I came back out with the coloring book for the kids too. So man, it's doing good. I enjoy writing that. So
cool. So tell us about now. What's going on now with you?
Oh man, right now I train kids. I got the Ivory Latta Skills Academy. And, I train kids Monday through Fridays, which, I love doing, love getting back to teaching, love getting back to the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see kids now, the first thing they do, they will pick up a basketball and shoot a three. I don't know what
Steph Curry.
Yes.
Man. Steph Curry.
Man,
he did it.
Steph Curry is Steph Curry.
And I'm just like, hold up, wait a minute. That ain't how we gonna start off. So, I get back to the fundamentals of things, really teaching, and I'm big on footwork. And the person I praise the most is Carmelo. Man, Melo footwork is
it's unmatched. His footwork is crazy.
Man, yeah.
I've
so
always praised Carmelo with his footwork, man. Like that dude is a specialist.
Out the world. So, I do my academy. Also got the my sports talk radio show on Fridays, from 1 to 3, which is great. So I do that.
Where can we find that at?
It's all on my social media. My social media, you can find it on, like, my Instagram is Baby Ivy 12, and then my Facebook is just Ivory Latta. So I'll be posting all of that on there, my links and stuff. And I got, I just do like certain things with my clothing line, inspirational line that I got. So, man, I'm everywhere, to be honest. I'm everywhere, but inside my body, I'm like in different places. just doing a lot of things, man. A lot of my things is like just positive inspiration. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. And like I said, one thing I love about you is the fact that my cousin just said it. She texted me. She was like, she from McConnell's, and people from McConnell's are proud of McConnell. I appreciate that you show love the way you came from, and you never forgot. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Like, yeah.
You never forget where you come from, because, man, when people, it's funny when I hear these people say, man, I got it out the mud. No, you don't know what red dirt mud is, but you don't know what that is, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a young child, I was eating red dirt.
Oh wow.
Like, let me tell you, I played on red dirt. Like I played on like rocks. Like literally, I really did get it out the mud down here in the country. That's where it started from. I mean, a lot of people said, but I'm just like, did you really? Like, come on, you don't know what it is. So, you know, I'm very proud of where I came from because there's a lot of kids here who don't think they can make it. But I try to like be an example for them. It's like, look, listen, McConnell's is just this little town. It's so much more of the world that you can see, but you just got to put in the hard work, dedication, and you got to stay focused.
Yes, sir. Man, y'all got anything else?
None. I'm looking at your Instagram right now. I was about to ask how often you go golfing because I see you golfing.
Oh man, I got a bag. Man, listen, since I've been training, it's been hard.
Yeah.
So my Saturdays and Sundays, man, I try to sleep. Cause I'm telling you, when I train, I give my kids all my energy. You know what I'm saying? I try to give them everything, everything that I had in my bag. I try to give it to them. So when I do get an opportunity to go out and hit, I try. But it's tough now. But you know what I'm saying? The ball may not go straight, but my outfit gonna be cute though. You hear me? My outfit is about to be fly, you know? I'm gonna tell you that there. But I'm not bad though. That's the thing, I'm not bad. I actually love the game though.
I like it too, but it's so humbling. Like, cause whenever I shoot holes, it's like 2 holes, I'll be like, oh man, that was good. I like this sport. And then the next 3 holes, I'm like, man, damn golf. I'll be ready to throw my damn club in the damn water. So yeah, I mean, I like it. It's definitely challenging.
You got to go out there with people and you know what I'm saying, have your cooler and y'all just have a good time.
Yeah. The guy I go with, the guy I normally golf with, he be on the show, Kyle. Me and him, we have our cart, we have our little drinks and stuff, man. We know we're not getting paid to golf, so we like, look, we might as well have much fun as we can while we out here.
Have fun doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they intended the game to be, y'all. Y'all out there with grills, you know.
No, we ain't that black out there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Right.
That's funny.
But yeah, y'all got anything else?
No, I don't. I'm top of my head, I don't.
Hey, it was definitely an honor and pleasure to have you on. You gotta come back with us again for real.
Hey, y'all let me know, man. This is cool. You know, we always gotta show love. We gotta support each other. So
for real.
I appreciate it. I
appreciate you coming on, for real.
Yeah, for real. What is your social media and where they can find you too? What is it? All your social media stuff.
Who, me?
Yeah.
One more time for the people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my Twitter is Ivory Latta 12, and my Instagram is baby IV as a Victor EY 12, and then my Facebook is just Ivory Latta. So, and another thing is so funny. Hey, how you say my last name?
Who, Ken?
Anybody?
Ken, how you said it?
Latta?
I heard Latta. That's what I was told.
I love it because everybody said with the 2 D's. I love it.
Oh, Latta.
Okay.
But guess what? My whole family said with the D's. I'd be like, well, what is it?
Right. What is my name? Y'all name me.
Hey, look, the family don't even know. So I'm like, whatever. I love it.
So what you say it then?
Latta.
I was right, Latta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said with the D's. Yeah, I said with the D's. Latta.
Yeah, it's all good.
Ivory Latta.
Yeah, that's
hey, I'm bringing FIFO. I'm bringing FIFO home with me when I come back home, and we're gonna go to a gym so we can see how well he shoot. Because I'm telling you, he been talking.
Oh no, I'm coming there because I need to record this.
We just shooting?
I
can do that.
This.
I can do that.
Say no more.
You feel
We're gonna set it up.
Hey,
I bet.
I'm going. I'm not gonna miss this.
Hey, look.
Listen, we live streaming it and everything.
Yes.
100%. That's how, hey, look, I'm FIFA 24/7. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Look, and if I lose to a legend, I lost to a legend. But if I beat the legend,
yeah, what's gonna happen? What is it?
Hey, I can't nobody on our platform talk no more smack about me in terms of sports at all.
We
I
worry
have
about
the
that.
instant shrink button. Nope, shut up. I'm right. That's it.
You don't see, Shelby, you done activated him.
Right.
Right. You didn't activate.
Got him activated.
Yep.
That's good. I like it.
I could do the shooting.
All right. We're gonna see. We definitely gonna see. Let me know it. Let me know. You ain't even gotta let me know ahead of time. You just let me know day before. I'm good.
Hey,
I know you still training.
Yeah.
I know you.
FIFO, do you want that smoke, FIFO?
I want it.
She gonna embarrass you live stream, bro. I don't know if you want that smoke.
Hey, like I said, she a legend. If I'm good with losing to a legend. I've been humbled by women in basketball before. So I look, like I've been checked very early on. Cause I'll give you a little story. Had a what's her name? I'm horrible with names. But anyway, she came back. I was living in Miami at the time, and we was playing basketball on the court, and we was hooping. She was nice, and she was like, "Yo, let me play you one-on-one." She bust my ass like 6 straight times, and it was nothing I can do. Now she came back like a couple months later, and then I got my revenge. But in that moment, I was just like this is not happening. It
made you respect women's basketball, didn't you?
100%.
Of course.
Hey,
100%.
I got a story on that too. Me and my homeboys, this was before WNBA stuff. We were in high school, so we was athletes at the time. So we went to hoop at an apartment complex in Rock Hill. And a lady came out there, she was decent shape. She wasn't in the best shape in the world, but she came out there and was like, she want to hoop with us. So we like, all right, cool. We gonna kill this lady. Man, come to find out it was Andrea Stinson. I don't know if y'all know who Andrea Stinson is.
Oh, man, are you serious? Yeah, I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. She was giving y'all that work. She was giving y'all nothing but work.
It wasn't fair. So since that day, and a couple of my partners are watching now that was in that moment with me. Since that day, I ain't got nothing but respect and love for women's sports.
All right.
Yeah, she changed my perspective, to say the least.
I appreciate that. That's all right.
Andrea Stinson and Allison Feaster too. That was one. You and Allison were my top 2 South Carolina women basketball player favorites. Just shout her out too for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ivory, all I know, hey, look, when I start posting these training videos of me hitting these jumpers, I'm gonna tag you. I want to see a couple likes. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Just give me a couple likes. I think I'm play pipping out here. Okay.
This guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, because people will be talking all night long. Hey, thank you once again so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Love our support. I just talked to God last week about doing our part to talk more about women's sports and not just talk and complain about it, but be about action as well. And I mean, they already with it. So we're gonna contribute and try to change the world and the perception of that as we move forward as well. So we thank you so much for kicking it with us for an hour or so tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That was dope. This was dope.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in this week. We appreciate it. That's going to do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Hey.
FIFO up here talking that jump shot smoke. I mean, look, I'm confident in my shooting too, but I'm not going to challenge. I'm not going to challenge Ivory. Like, I don't want that smoke.
I didn't put it out there. Hey, look, I'm not going to run for the challenge though. I'm not going to run.
Let me know.
I'd rather be whooped. I'd rather be whooped by 40 than be like, nah,